Ricardo Cuadros.
Yes.
We are in Amsterdam at your home, in I believe almost a sacred space for you, which is your working place.
Yes.
Your small library. Yeah, dismantled library, and the place where you used to write and you used to create. Tell us a little bit as one of the guests from Kunst in Amersfoort. Do you believe that to talk about the creative process behind the work of art can be useful, and not even or even more than that, can be enlightening? Do you believe that? And if yes, in which kind of conditions?
Okay. I should thank you for the invitation to talk in this small video. And yes, I think it is useful. It is useful in a certain moment of a creative process. I think if you speak with a writer when he is just beginning something, or is just thinking about something new, maybe it's not the right moment. But in our case, when we spoke about my work in the Kunst, it was a very, very kind, very nice moment, because I was ready. I was in a good moment to talk about my work. And I think it's nice. It is important for some people, for other people, to know a bit the backstage of certain work. So in those terms, it was for me very, very interesting to speak to you about my creative process, about my life in Holland, coming from so far away. And I think it was a very pleasant experience.
Speaking a little bit in general, what do you expect? Can we affirm that even a public, non-specialized public, the public which is not precisely completely in love with art, can learn something useful for their lives about the creative process of an artist? In any case, that in the creative process of an artist happen things, mental processes, spiritual processes, which are necessary almost for every human being, at least to think about somewhere and somehow?
Well, this to answer this properly would take some bit longer, but I think to know about the creative process is in itself a subject for a long talk. Not only my own creative process, that is the process that I know better than anyone, but because I've read and I saw movies and I saw paintings, and I wonder about the author or the painter, to learn about how some people create things. It is, of course, very close to know how anybody create daily life. I don't hesitate to compare any creative process in art with a creative process in life itself. I mean, you don't have to be a poet, I think. You don't have to be a painter or a singer to sometime to make a very, very deep and very serious creative process in any kind of action that you take in your life, with your friends, with your family, with the nature, with politics. I think if it is something, if art of literature is useful for something, it should be to learn us how to live better and how to live closer to ourselves. In that sense, I think to talk about creative process is wonderful. And we should talk not only with writers and poets, but perhaps with people who who has a garden, with people who teach children, with people who drive a car.
Thank you.
I think.